I think Kate Middleton had a nervous breakdown. I do. I don't buy the cancer story whatsoever. As you all know, in 2023, things weren't looking that good for William and Kate. I remember at the polo match in July 2023, he walked off and he left Kate and her face dropped like, oh, you're going, are you? And her, just a sadness in her face like, oh, were we just posing for a few photographs and your mask has slipped already? And she just looked so disappointed, like, oh, I thought you were going to be nice to me for a moment. And it just didn't last. And then we had the Royal Ascot in June as well. And she was really trying to communicate and connect with William that day. And he just wasn't buying it. She kept touching him and he just wasn't reciprocating her touch whatsoever. And he was always looking at everyone else. He wasn't looking at her. He kept looking behind and smiling at everyone else apart from Kate. And it looked painful to watch, it did. It looked really, really painful. Like, this isn't a happy couple. This is two people in an unhappy marriage. And then we got to December and all this hullabaloo about the ambulance and the blue flashing lights being called and the convoy. And then we get Kate admitted to the London clinic, supposedly, for planned abdominal surgery. And they say it's non-cancerous. And then actually, cancer was found present. And then they said that she needs to undergo a adjuvant chemotherapy to keep it at bay. And then she appeared at Troop in the Colour. And then she did the family video. And then she went to Southport and everything. But I can't stop thinking of what Tom Boyer said. I can't stop thinking about what he said. He said, the Princess of Wales is seriously ill, but it's not life-threatening. It's not fatal. And I thought, that's an odd choice of words, isn't it? Not fatal. How did he know it was not fatal? Surely if it was cancer, you can't say it wouldn't be fatal because sometimes it reoccurs, sometimes it comes back for a second time. And I just thought, she's seriously ill, but it's not fatal. And I just thought, that sounds mentally, that sounds like a mental health issue. Not cancer, it sounded mentally. And I just thought, it's like he knew that she wasn't going to die. He knew that it wasn't cancer. It was a nervous breakdown and you're not going to die from that because they obviously stopped her. And he knew that she just needed to have the time to recover and get better. But they obviously told him, because he is a royal bootlicker, I call them. He likes to creep around the royals, I've noticed, and he's very anti-Harry and Meghan. But I just thought that was really, really odd. Like, I know why she's ill and why she hasn't been seen. And it's not fatal, meaning I know she's had a nervous breakdown, but she's not going to die from that. And many people have messaged me and said to me, I actually thought it was a mental breakdown, they said. She had to go to rehab, and due to the domestic violence in her marriage with William, apparently he's got a shocking temper, always beating her up. Every time he touches her, she flinches. So I have seen a video when they were looking at the Queen's flowers after she passed away, and he touched her, and she swung around like, don't touch me. And I thought, ooh. And I didn't think anything of it at the time, but when someone said to me, oh, there's domestic violence, so I thought, oh. So I looked up to it, and all these other rumours as well about William's cheating, how many mistresses he has. And I think that's enough to send anyone over the edge, knowing that your husband's violent to you, but then he's seeing women behind your back. I think that's enough to send you into taking an overdose or trying to harm yourself. And everyone just kept saying, I don't buy the cancer story. I just think it's a mental breakdown. And you do get mental health issues, especially when you're in an abusive marriage. And also, like, if you are being beaten up by your husband. And also, she looked depressed in 2023. She didn't look herself. She looked really unhappy. She looked really down, deflated. And I think at Christmas time, I think he just said, like, I don't love you anymore. I want a divorce. And I think she panicked and thought, oh no, this is what I waited for 10 years. I wanted you. I wanted the crown. I wanted the money. And it was all blowing up in her face. And it's almost like she panicked. And she thought, oh no, I can't put up with this if you're going to get rid of me and divorce me and take the children. And it's almost like she took some pills and she tried to take her own life.